I'm so much better than majority of you.
And I'm the queen bee, so eat it up and crown it. You're all welcome.
And I got a message from one of my friends saying they don't want anything bad to happen to me. And I get messages like that all the time.
I feel very attacked!
And you are a disrespectful piece of shit.
Illiterate! What the fuck is going on in here on this day?
Hello, little gherkins. Well, Portly Pookie was live and Aunt Tammy decided to call and absolutely obliterate her for the entire world to see. We'll do a little recap here, but let me preface this by saying if I criticize Tammy, that doesn't mean I think Amby is a victim. Tammy can be valid in some things and wild as fuck at the same time. Amby can be an absolute piece of shit and still not be wrong in some situations. Two things can be true at once. So let's get into this, shall we?
So you're clearly watching my live stream and I said I don't feel like doing this anymore, so why are you calling?
Because you can't run my name and multiple family members in the dirt for decades and think you're just going to walk away that easy. I'm finally done. I'm finally ready. I got the receipts. I got the proof. I'm not afraid of you, Amber, unlike all your other victims. I thought I had seen and heard everything that you've done over these years, but I was so blind by your manipulation. And when I seen half of the videos that I've seen with documented proof of how you treat people, not only in our family, but people in general, you are one vile, disgusting human being, and I want nothing to do with you ever again, including your mother. Your mother, your whole family, your whole Reid family is nothing but vile, disgusting degenerates that rape, manipulate, and abuse. Physically, mentally, spiritually, you name it, you guys do it, and you do it proud. But I see it so clear now that I don't want nothing to do with you. But do you think you're going to continue to lie about me and the family members that I do care about and get away with it? No, you're not. I will continue to tell the truth. The difference between me and you is I have the truth to tell, and I have the receipts to back it up. So you want to know why I'm listening to your live right now? The reason is to see what bullshit you're going to say next. And sure enough, it didn't take long. You try to say that you cut off talking to me? I've been looking over texts for the last days, and I have so much proof, time and time again, where you're begging me to talk to you again, where I blocked you. I quit watching your videos. You kept begging me, please watch, please watch. I don't want to lose you, Auntie. All the lies you told me that I caught you on, called you on, you'd apologize, and then do it again and again and again and again.
Oh, Tammy is coming out swinging. Amber looks real smug right now. Little does she know Tammy is just getting started and Pookie won't be smiling much longer.
So that's just the tip of the iceberg. What do you want to respond to that?
What did I do in the last 2 years to you?
In the last 2 years. Okay, let me see if I can explain this. It's not an easy black or white answer or an answer that you can get in 2 seconds because like I keep saying, I've been doing this your whole entire life. So you have a person that has fought to be in your life your whole entire life in one way or the other, no matter if you've seen it or not. And you didn't meet me at 17. You met me when you were 14, when I went to California for the first time after 16 years. Remember you getting the pot of spaghetti out of the refrigerator and using the really huge utensil, taking big scoops out of the pot onto your plate, where your fucking dad said, I think that's enough, Amber. That's my first memory of you. And you still continue to pile on your plate. Yeah, that story goes around our family year after year after year. So anyway, that's the first time I met your ass.
And that's when Amber realized this shit was not going to be funny. Is this a hilarious story that will be referenced until the end of Goral World? Yes, of course it is. But goddamn, Tammy, gloves are off.
And then From then, I tried getting you through the foster care because you painted the story. It was so bad. And then you even put me down for it that time. Your mom came in the picture, destroyed that. So then you went on to my mom's house. We all know what happened with that. You got kicked out for what? Being disrespectful. Surprise, right? So then you go on to Casey, and then Crystal, and then Destiny, and then Becky. The whole time, I'm in the background, loving you, supporting you, encouraging you, sharing every bit of my diet with you, exercise, financial, telling you things. And yes, I have all the proof. I'm not trying to be your mother. I'm trying to be your person. There's other text I have where I say, I'm saying this because that's what a mother would do. So we continue going down this long, as you know, all this time, right? And then we get up to the current last 2 years. Who is the happiest person in this world for Amber to move to Oklahoma City? It was me, your aunt. Your mom didn't want you to come. She was very nervous about you coming because of the destruction and stress level that you bring with your just presence. That's the truth. I, against my whole entire family, would say things like, I know you guys are worried, but I'm so excited. We have text showing that excitement for when you're going to get here. We're going to hang out. We can't wait. We can't wait. I wanted to diet with you. I wanted to exercise with you. I was so excited.
If there is one thing Tammy is going to accomplish through this entire call, it's making Amber question if her other family members hate her. And she just started that with her mom. Mama Lynn was not excited for Amby's return. I know that stung for Amber to hear. Damn.
You get here, I see you one time. I try to see you, and I'm told I can only see you with your mother. I question you about it. You say, oh, I was just nervous. I haven't seen my family in 14 years and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Then you didn't reach out to me after that ever. Not once to come over, pick you up, go do anything, say anything. There was nothing, so I wait. November, you reach out to me because you want something, a vape. December, you reach out to me, you want something, a vape. You checked in when I had COVID. You said Merry Christmas. I had COVID. I answered you the very next day. Happy late Christmas. Then nothing in January. And then you send me a picture in February. So you want to know why I'm mad? Because I fought for you for freaking years. And then when you finally get here, I'm left. I'm left in the cold. You and sister are going to museums and here and there. And I'm told I can't see you without my sister.
Okay, this is what I was waiting for in the initial expose with Tammy on Jordy's channel. What happened in the last 2 years. But this makes sense. She supported Amber from miles away for damn near 20 years. It seems like she tried to be very supportive and encouraging to Amber to help her better herself, and Amber just pushed her to the side when she finally got to town. Also, Amber, you are almost 35 years old. Why do you need your mommy to be with you to see your aunt? That's weird as fuck.
So yeah, that pissed me off, and so I did quit trying. I mean, how much more reality did I need in my face? You're here now, and you still have nothing to do with me. So you want to bring up me and your mom's fight, right, as the reason. No, me and your mom's fight is not the reason we don't talk. You are the reason we don't talk. You are in your 30s. You can use a phone, you can text, you can make arrangements to spend time with your aunt, and you chose not to because me and your mom were in a disagreement. And if you want to get down to the nitty-gritty of the disagreement, we can do that, but it's pretty freaking messy. Not sure if you're ready for that one. Any other questions?
Well, I want to respond to the fact that, like, yeah, it is true. I was feeling anxious to see my family again. And my mom is, I don't know, when I'm around her, like, she's that, like, calmness that I need. And it's like, I know it's, like, sad to say, but, like, I felt that in all my relationships. I've always been in a relationship, and this was the first time, like, I was finally single, and I didn't know how to be without someone right by my side. And so my mom was that for me. It had nothing to do with you. It had nothing to do, it felt easier for me to be around family that I have not seen in 14 years if my mom was there. That was an anxiety thing. It was a coping thing. It is what it is. So I'm sorry.
So whose fault is it, Amber? Is it your fault or is it my fault that we haven't seen each other? Because the narrative that you're telling is different.
So
put it out there. Whose fault is it, Amber?
yours.
Oh, no, Amby. You wanted to paint this whole picture that you weren't a part of the disagreement between your mom and Tammy, but then made it a requirement that they hang out together in order for Tammy to see you while you knew they weren't speaking? That's on you. Grow up.
Yours.
So since I've been here, every time I have seen you has been with my mom, because my mom was putting, her pride aside. She was putting her hurt aside. She was putting all that aside. And, huh?
Go ahead. I don't mean to interrupt you.
And she was putting all that aside for me. And that was something that she was willing to continue doing until I felt comfortable. Yeah, and I did after, what's it called? After Thanksgiving, I did. And that's why when I hugged you goodbye, the last thing I said, I can't wait until you come over. I can't wait. I even said it to, I don't want to say your daughter's name. I don't want to bring anyone's name.
You can say any of our names. We have nothing to hide.
Okay, I also said it to Ashley. And I was like, I can't wait for you to come over, because I genuinely enjoyed my time on Thanksgiving. That's why I'm so taken aback by this whole situation. So.
And after Thanksgiving, I heard that my sister talked a whole bunch of shit about Thanksgiving over at my house. Once again, opening up my home to you guys, putting everything on at my cost, my joy to have my family in my home. And at the end of the day, when I thought it was a wonderful day as well, guess what I got to hear? How y'all talk shit. I don't even know what the shit was. It was supposed to be so vile that it couldn't even be repeated.
I didn't say anything bad about the time at your home. I genuinely enjoyed my time there.
Nah, I believe Tammy here. I was curious why Amber went to Tammy's house for Thanksgiving, and then all of a sudden, the relationship just fell off, and this makes sense. Amber and her mom were probably talking 9 yards of shit about Tammy and her home or Thanksgiving or something in front of Grandma Lynn, and she repeated it to Tammy, and Tammy probably realized in that moment that even after everything Amber's mom put her through while Tammy played the supportive aunt, Amber was always going to choose her mom over Tammy. Which I can understand being hurtful.
And then, I wasn't invited to anything Christmas related, which honestly hurt a lot. I literally bawled my eyes out. It hurt a lot.
Okay, so, again, I don't want to interrupt you, but when there's no contact from October, November, into December, with the exception of wanting a vape, why would I invite you and my sister to Christmas?
In December, I talked to you 3 times. What
3 times, Amber?
One of them did involve a vape. The other 2 times was to check in on you regarding your health, because you were sick. And every time we did communicate was because of me. No, you never messaged me. May I have a reason for why is it always me that has to message first then?
It's not always you. It's absolutely not. And I have the receipts to prove that. Unless you're talking about only between October and February.
That is correct.
When you got here and I see the true colors, that I was never going to be your person in any way, shape, or form. Because you would have reached out. I heard through my mom how you'd cry and boo-hoo and you at her house going, well, I don't understand why I can't talk to my aunt. Why can't I talk to my aunt?
That is correct.
Is that true?
That is correct.
And what were you told? Were you told you couldn't talk to me?
I would cry because it hurt. Because it's Were
you told you couldn't talk to me? Did anyone say, Amber, don't talk to your aunt. Don't call her. Don't text her.
So, sorry, I was reading the chat because it's distracting me. I I read
So
between
I'll
the
ask again,
lines.
did anyone tell you at that point when you were boo-hooing several times about not talking to me, did my mom or my sister tell you, you can't talk to me?
So I wasn't boo-hooing.
Yeah, you were.
I was crying. Can you
Okay.
not mock me, please?
You make it hard.
I was crying because I was hurt by the situation, because I was slowly reading between the lines that you wanted no communication with me, because I was always the one to message you first, and your responses were very dry. You didn't seem like you wanted to communicate. You would never text me first. So that is finally when I was like reading between the lines of like, okay, this woman wants nothing to do with me, because you didn't even invite me over for Christmas. I didn't know that I had to talk to you every single day. I didn't know. I mean, that's how I'm feeling, because
You truly are a piece of work. I tell you what, your manipulation is just like it used to work. It used to work. It used to catch me. It used to slow me down and give you the benefit of the doubt. But I just see it too clearly now, and I don't even know if I want to entertain you anymore, because you can't own anything.
Clock it, Tammy. Called her on her shit the minute it came out of her mouth. Amber knew damn well when she said it that this isn't simply because she wasn't trying hard enough to talk to Tammy. It was a culmination of everything. Also, Amber, maybe if you want meaningful relationships, stop using everyone because you choose to be so borderline immobile that you can't drive. Moved all the way to Oklahoma just to immediately start texting people to go get you a vape. Girl.
You have abused me, Amber. You have manipulated me, Amber, for a long time because of the love I had for my sister and for you. And you used that, and you manipulated me to be the person when I would never be your person. But you led me to believe that for a long time. We can talk about all the different topics, being your mom in prison, you writing her, all that. That's long text threads of the bullshit you came up with for that. You know, did you owe your mom anything? No, but you said you wanted it. The text started with you asking, not me going, you need to. You wanted it. And I was the in-between person helping you. Without me, you would not be in your mom's life today. Without me, my sister would not be in my mom's life today. I have always been forced to be the in-between person. Correct?
I don't know.
You don't know. Holy shit.
She's not even listening to what Tammy is saying. She's so focused on her resting sad face and rocking back and forth to appear like the victim to her chat that she doesn't even know what Tammy just asked her.
I know I've made...
What about your uncle raping me? How about that for a family drama, huh? And then you go on and be a victim to others? Like, that's just weird to me. When it's such a hot spot in our family, and you put that word around like it's light as hell, right? You used the wrong word, right? When you accuse somebody, an innocent person who at the time was young as shit, you accuse them of something that they did not do. Thank God he had a voice to speak up. I had a voice to stick up over your uncle raping me, to you, to my sister, to your dad, who made you guys live with the man. Did I ever get, I'm sorry that happened to you? No, I was expected to keep taking it, keep taking it, keep taking it. I used to use the excuse my sister had to take it because your dad would beat her up when she tried to stand up to me over it, right? So instead of getting the support of my family, I had to stay shut up about it so my sister didn't get beat. Okay, so that's some pretty bad shit, right? But tell me why when we just went to California, your mom had to go see your dad. Had to go see him in person. I refused. She left me in a car so she could go in and see your dad, the man that is behind so much of this, including my chapters. The man I despise more than anything on the face of this earth. And your mom, in sobriety, in recovery, chose to go see that man eye to eye. You don't think that hurt me? But I kept taking it, right? And I kept being a sister. So you're not the only one with damage, Amber. The difference is I don't let it be an excuse. I've had some horrible things happen to me too, all while trying to help you and your mom for decades. And you know what happened during that time when I was so focused on you and your mom and your fucked up family and everything that comes with it? Guess what? It made me sick. It stressed me out. It made me weak. It made me not take care of my own kids to the best of my ability. Because you can't focus this long and this hard on other people and not have it take away from your life. You have, your dad has, your mom has, and you all play fucking victim.
Okay, so obviously this is a sensitive topic. I don't wish something like that on anyone in this planet. Tammy has every right to call Amber out on lying about Rain and Petal's eavesdrop. To go through that and then have someone who witnessed your pain go online and lie about it happening to them has to be infuriating and heartbreaking. I do feel like Tammy is taking a lot of her anger from Mama Lynn out on Amber, though. Like Amber couldn't control where her parents made her live.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Regarding like the way I was like when I was a teenager in my 20s, like yeah, like I have been very transparent. Like I wasn't a great girlfriend.
No.
I probably wasn't a great niece. I wasn't a great anything. Like I was broken. I still am. But the difference now is like I try very hard to take accountability where I can, and I like, especially when Beck was saying all those things, like I admitted to things that I would never want to admit to out loud. Are you kidding? But one thing I will stand by is everything I said about Casey is 100% true.
I wish I could believe you, but I can't based on everything.
I can't. I genuinely
don't believe you.
I genuinely.
And that hurts to say it.
I don't care if you believe me or not.
Of course not.
I can't at this point. I can't. Because I know what happened because I was there. And that is something I will literally take to the last day I'm alive.
Well, the last thing I'd ever want to do is go against somebody who was actually assaulted. But all I'm saying is based on the person I know you are, I cannot believe it 100%. If it did happen to you, I'm sorry it happened to you. If it didn't happen to you, karma's a bitch.
You're not sorry, but questioning that is sick. First of all, I shouldn't even have to like sit here and talk about it because I literally you during the Kiwi Farms days were sitting there saying that I never had that happen to me when I was 7 years old, and my mom had to tell you, yes, it did happen.
This is what Amber doesn't understand. She lies so much about so many ridiculous things that it's almost impossible to believe anything she says.
If you go back and read it, or even the current ones, I say I wasn't around during that time.
Well, remember that.
Was on your dad's side. I thought it was his sister, and then I had heard about it from you, but I wasn't around. I don't know what happened.
Please remember.
So how can I say if it happened or not?
Please remember those words. You weren't around. Remember.
When you were 7? No, I wasn't. And you want to know why I wasn't around? Because of your mom. Ask your mom why I wasn't around. Everyone wants to know, where was Aunt Tammy when they were in foster care? Where was Aunt Tammy then? I was there the whole time trying for you. You don't know that because you were just a little kid. Ask your mom why I wasn't there. She's told the story a million times to protect me. She didn't want me to see what y'all were going through. That's a sad-ass excuse, I know, but that's the one your mom gave me year after year after year. Remember when you came to my house in Oklahoma before your mom? And us going into the garage and sitting on the floor of the garage and me showing you all this paperwork and poems I wrote and things that I did to try to find you guys and that I never, ever gave up on you guys. The poem I wrote to my sister saying I just have to, like, I can't keep doing this. I'll see you in the gates of heaven. Do you remember any of that? Does that sound like a person that wasn't there or didn't want to be there? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay, so there you go. There's your answer. Why I wasn't there. I can't be somewhere that I'm not there. I was in the Florida Keys. You were in California, and I could only do what I could.
That's why I'm like confused, because like I'm being accountable. Like the shit that I did in my 20s and teenager, like it's bullshit. Like I am fully aware of that. But there needs to be some nuance, and I had undiagnosed borderline personality disorder due to all the trauma of my childhood. It makes sense that I was absolutely unwell, and still to this day I am, and I thank God for maturity and for aging, because I feel like that's the only reason why I have come as far as I have. Like, I'm still young in my brain due to the trauma. Like, it's obvious. Everyone says I'm immature,
Obvious.
I'm childish, I'm this or that. Like, I do have some age regression, but I mean, I'm fucking 34, so I'm gonna be just naturally a little more mature in some areas. And when it comes to me and you, we have not had a falling out in the last good like 5 years. That is why I, in my opinion, have been so beyond confused by why all of this is happening. Like, in my opinion, how I saw it was after the whole Kiwi Farms thing, like where you were doing all that, like genuinely that hurt so bad, but that was the last falling out we had. And I thought
And
that,
I understand, let's just touch this because there's a lot to cover, and I get that. And I don't want to ever seem like I'm cutting you off, but I don't want to get too far where we don't handle certain things. I will admit, Kiwi Farms was not the nicest thing for an aunt to do. But again, it's when you push me to the end. When I've had enough, I've tried and tried and tried and got slapped around by you, by your lies, by your manipulation. And again, I have it in text. So it's not just hearsay. It's stuff that I can say, Amber, this is what I said, this is what you said. And it's not just in your 20s. Like you say, you're in your 30s now, right? Mm-hmm. You say we've had a good relationship for the last 5 years. I beg to differ, but it's because I started pulling away. I don't know anything about a lot of your last relationships for a reason, right? Otherwise, I'd have a lot to say.
well, I'm glad you don't know anything about Feline, because
I would have told it, you're right.
I mean, Tammy wants to go on and on about how awful Amber is, and I'm not disagreeing, but Tammy, you're fucking toxic too. Like, that's a wild thing to say. I don't know anything about your past relationships, and yeah, if you would have told me, I'd be telling everyone. And then complaining that you two aren't close after you did this before already? Like, yes, Amber is awful and treats people horribly, but Tammy, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, ma'am.
Let's talk about the most important part of this equation, my sister. You act like you have a great relationship with my sister today, and that's a lie. You talk horribly to my sister. You treat her like shit. You make her your taxi, your Uber, your this, your that. I hear it all, Amber. And you should realize that by now. I don't have to be in your physical presence to hear about what goes on in our family. And I think you can tell by what I say, I know what I'm saying, because you know it. You've been there. You have treated my sister like shit so many times since you've been here. And you try to control her. And you make her take time off work to do the stupidest shit. Things that you could schedule when she's not at work. But because you only think of you, you do it over and over and over and over and over again.
I would like to speak, please.
Okay.
What I'm hearing you say is that grandma is telling you things, and I think we can both admit she gets her stories completely wrong a lot of the time. I'm around her, so I know this. I hear her speak and say stories of things that happened while I was there, and she has it so twisted and confused, I can't even believe it. Secondly, I do not make my mom take off of work. She has taken off of work a couple times, and it was either for vet reasons for my animals, or it was for reasons where I had to go to the doctor, like because I had to go to get a test done or whatever it may be, and they weren't open. Like, I don't know what to say about that. Like, they weren't
I just
open.
hear excuses with that. Sorry, vets have Saturday services. vets have after-hour services. My sister gets off at
May I finish
4 and
what
5.
I was saying?
So you could do that. So she did take it off for that. You going to the doctor? Okay. Okay. That's not an excuse. You can make an appointment. You can take an Uber. I mean, you can do DoorDash. You can take an Uber to a doctor's appointment. My sister doesn't have to lose money to take you.
Well, she doesn't lose money.
Yes, she does.
She doesn't lose money for leaving a couple hours at work. Her job is very nice like that. And when that
She's
happens,
taken more than a couple hours. She's taken days off for you. Anyway,
she has not.
That's the least of our importance. But you don't treat my sister well, and I just want you to know that I'm very aware of it, and so is she. So.
My mom has never taken days off of work. I have never asked her to do that. She has taken hours. So say I have an appointment at 11, she'll get off at 10 and then go back to work maybe 12 or 1. So that has happened maybe 3 times since I've been here, and I've been here for 2 years now. As for the vets, I finally got a vet that is open on the weekends because I do not want her taking off of work. And I think having a doctor's appointment and my mom actually wanting to be there by my side during those times, it says more good than it does bad. I would never force my mom to do anything. I ask her, and more than anything, she offers.
What choice does she have, Amber? Who else is going to do it? Either she runs you around to everything you need to do, or it won't get done. You can't be a pet owner independently because without help you can't take your pets to the vet. You can't get yourself to the doctor. You can't go grocery shopping on your own unless it's delivery. You cannot live independently. Tammy is right. Why can't you take an Uber? Why does your mom have to take off work to run you around? Grow up and stop relying on other people to take care of you.
I guess it just depends who tells the story.
Huh?
I guess it just depends who tells the story, but I hear you.
It's unfair to me that you're believing like gossip. It's sad because it makes me not even want to have a relationship with my grandma because when I go over to...
She doesn't want to have a relationship with you, so don't worry about that at all. That's why you don't go over to her house. When's the last time you went over besides the very last time? Besides that one, Amber, when's the last time you were over at my mom's?
2 weekends before that.
You know my mom. You know how she is, right?
Yes, that I'm also like confused because...
So like she'll tell you one thing, she'll tell my sister one thing, she'll tell me one thing. We all know this, but there's still the common. You don't get up till after 3, so my sister can't do this or that with my mom because, you know, Amber, she don't get up till after 3. I don't know how many times I'd hear that over and over and over again. Now, she can't make any plans with my mom to go do her nails or bingo anymore because she has to Amber. It's all about Amber.
If I'm being quite frank, I only see my mom once a week. It is on Saturdays. Sometimes Sundays. That is when we will go to grandma's. But that's the only time I see my mom. I don't see her throughout the week. I talk to her on the phone. I message her. I see how she's doing and stuff, obviously.
So you guys don't go to Friday bingo no more?
No, I do not. I go to bingo once a week, and it's on Saturday. So I spend 24/7 alone, and I feel like it actually has made me grow. Like, no pun intended, not like that. But I love living alone. I love being alone. But anyways, I'm gonna start rambling about that. Back to grandma. I'm actually taken aback right now because when I'm around her, we laugh like, oh my God, I can't even, like, it hurts our ribs. We laugh so much. We have such a good time. Like, I help her when she's walking. Like, it's just confusing because...
Grandma Lynn might as well come on and spill the tea too. I'd love to hear her side of things. Amber often will give the impression that every interaction she has with someone is so amazing, and their relationship is so amazing, and then you finally get the other side, and it's like, no, she was needy, and we had to do everything for her, and she was abusive. I wouldn't doubt if she's abusive to her grandma too, but Amber has no self-awareness to her own behavior.
We always have such a good time, and I never, besides on my birthday, that was that was
Are
like,
you going to tell me that you guys have never gotten an argument while you've been
yeah,
at my mom's about the way that you talked to my sister?
on my birthday, we got into an argument. We did. But
And
I
you
mean,
also got into it about having my sister give you your shots too, right?
so I started crying, and my mom was like explaining how she's totally fine with it and stuff, and it started to make me feel guilty, where I was like, is my
You
mom
should.
actually like just saying she's not triggered? But no, she's not triggered because she wants to take.
You made her be like that, Amber. You made her feel like she can't tell you no.
Okay, there's definitely more to those stories than what Amber is letting on. The way she's smiling and acting like it was just some lighthearted disagreement to downplay and move on from what the argument was about tells me it was a full-blown argument and probably about Amber's behavior. And we know from Destiny and Beck and Tommy that when Amber doesn't get her way, it's a full-on toddler meltdown of epic proportions. I'm only assuming that her grandma called her out on asking her mother to use needles to give her shots, and Amber played the victim and threw a fit until her mom agreed just to shut her up.
Because you keep bringing up the past all the time.
May I finish what I was saying?
Now, she owes you everything. So, yeah, she's afraid to tell you no.
May I
She didn't want
finish?
to do that.
May I finish?
Yeah.
My mom, no is her favorite word. She tells me no about a lot of things constantly, and I just accept it for what it is. I just say, okay, I call it a day. So that's not true.
That's funny, because whenever I tell you no, I got to go on and on for fucking hours and text. I'm a horrible person.
So again, I'm not in my 20s anymore. So
I'm not talking about just your 20s.
We obviously are, because
No,
I
we're
mean,
not.
me and you, we haven't even talked in 2 years. So it's like, how can you sit there and like still hold me to some standard of who I was in my 20s or when we talked more? I've changed even in the last year.
Have you watched your videos, Amber? You are a recycle, repeat. Okay. Like, there's nothing new about you right now. You are the same person you were yesterday, last week, last month, last year. Watch your videos. Watch reaction videos. It shows it over and over again. Rinse, cycle, repeat. You haven't changed, Amber.
Clock it. The only growing Amber has done during her time on YouTube is horizontally. She's still the same lying victim that does no wrong and uses her BPD as a shield for her shitty behavior.
Do you know why me and your mom's not talking?
Yes.
Can you tell me the reason?
You guys had an argument
Over what?
over personal family things. My mom thought she was getting grandma's house, and obviously that meant a lot to her because my mom loves grandma with all her heart. And she wanted to keep it in the family. And I mean, I'm not going to sit here and explain her feelings, but it was deep reasons, not shallow reasons. So I just want to make that clear.
Well, I'm going to make it clear the true story.
I
That
didn't
way
get
it's
to-
on this recording.
I didn't
and
get
you
to-
can share it with your mom, and you can share it with all your people, and then the truth will be out whenever you're done with your side.
I didn't get to finish.
I'm sorry.
So when my mom found out that that wasn't the case, it shocked her for a lot of deep personal reasons. And it made her very upset. And she reacted out of that upsetness. And you guys got in an argument.
Okay. So that's the story that you know.
May I ask you why you think this matters in this moment?
Because it shows you guys' character, your behavior, what I put up with in this family, what I have put up with, what I still put up with. It shows a lot. It shows that a sister, your mother, my sister, who nobody will doubt for a second, I was her keeper. I was her person. I was the person who showed up for her time and time again, paid for her. I mean, would you argue with that?
Holding it above her head isn't fair, especially.
I'm just saying, everyone knows in the family it's me that did all that. I was the one who loved my sister beyond measure for a decade.
I get that Tammy also had a rough childhood in life, but she gives such narcissist vibes to me. She will go on and on about how Amber plays the victim, but Gorl... The call is coming from inside the house.
Everyone knows in the family it's me that did all that. I was the one who loved my sister beyond measure for decades.
Okay.
And was always there for her every time she needed me.
To me, it feels like your goal in this like going public thing is to make my mom look bad and to make me look worse.
No,
And
it's to show that your mom, just because she got clean and sober, doesn't make you a good person automatically. There's still behaviors that need to be changed.
my mom,
And this was a big one.
my mom is a good person, and I've never, like, she's not even a good person who does bad things. She genuinely is a good person who does good things. Like, having
Well,
an
I'm not going to sit here and bash my sister tit for tat for you, but you know what I mean. It's real rich coming from you. Real rich.
calling my mom a good person who does good things, how does that make me
Of
real
course
rich?
she's a good person and she does good things. When she found recovery, she'd give other homeless people money all the time and help people all the time. Her heart was good. She did homeless bags for the homeless, keeping with the tradition that I started, which of course on the video, you guys make it like it's your thing, which I thought was cute and hurtful at the same time, because I did the homeless bags when my sister was homeless and out there. I continued during the Christmas times with me and my husband. Then sister came into the picture and me and sister did them together. But what happened this year? Amber and sister did it. And then, oh yeah, we did, this is a tradition. It's a number 3 in our family. Those are intentional slaps to me. You know I watch your videos. You guys know I'm going to see that. And you know what it does to me.
When I went to go see my cousin Crystal, when I did homeless bags, when I say the number 3, I'm not thinking of you. I'm not thinking, ooh, my aunt's gonna see this. Like, that's paranoia talking, and that's it.
No, it's not.
Some of this is so petty. Who gives a fuck who is making homeless bags for the homeless and where the idea came from? Tammy has a lot of valid points, but some of them are just nonsense in my opinion.
At the end of the day, your mom says that she is a Christian and she's in sobriety and she, you have to learn to forgive, right? But when the thing happened about the house, which we still haven't covered, when it happened though, and it wasn't my doing, it started with my mom, and I handled it the correct way. Sister got mad at me. So all this time, I thought she was not talking to me about 2 statements that I made during that time. Turns out, nope, it's just about the house. Okay. So we go back to the beginning of the house when we originally talked about the house with my mom. I am buying my first home. So in their minds, I have a home, which is not factual. I'm paying out the ass for my home every month. I don't own it. The bank owns it. So I'm buying my home. My sister, just getting clean and sober, we honestly didn't know, obviously, if she'd even stay clean and sober. So my mom was wondering about the house. How could we have my sister in the house? Well, as most people know, even the younger of younger know that normally in a family situation, you do it 50-50 between 2 siblings. And if the one sibling wants to live in the house, they buy out the other sibling. So let's just put a number of $80,000. Let's say the house is $80,000. How would your mom ever come up with $40,000 to pay me out? Based on what we knew then. And I, being the good sister, said, let's not worry about that. Sister can move in the house, and when it comes time for her paying me out, I don't care if she gives me $250 a month for the rest of her life, as long as she has a home. Right? That's a good sister. Then you fast forward. Now, as you know, your mom's going to have 10 years clean. She's in the same apartment, same relationship, same job, doing very well, has a nice little nest egg. She's doing great. couldn't be more proud of her success in her sobriety. So when we're in California, my mom starts it, not me. She starts the conversation over and over how people are saying it's not fair that most families split it 50-50, yada, yada, yada. She even talked to my Uncle Ron out there about it. And that's what happened outside of the hotel that day. They were smoking cigarettes. Your mom's sitting on a bench. I'm standing to the side. My mom brings up the house thing. And I look at my mom and I say, Mom, now is not the time. Sister overhears this and questions, huh? What was that? And I tell her, now is not the time. She says, no, I already heard it and I already have it set in my mind that that's my house.
I'm not sure if Tammy just isn't a good storyteller or I just have a hard time following along. I totally get when Mama Lynn initially got sober that they weren't sure if she'd make it. But Tammy says at that time she was actually fine with her living in the house and making payments to Tammy monthly. But then when she's coming up on 10 years sober, that changes? That doesn't make sense to me. She's proved she's strong enough in her sobriety and she's stable in life. Why would the offer be revoked at that point?
So a fight starts, even though I tried to avoid it. I said two things pretty, I guess, shitty. But when you're arguing, we do that. I'm human too. So I did say, number one, you would never be able to buy a house. You would have to have a house given to you, just like our mother. And number two, you're right. You'll never have a marriage like mine because it takes work and dedication and love and nurturing, which she would never. And if you lie about your mom's relationship with Steven, that's just a whole new level. It's horrible. So tell the story you want to tell, but I got that juice too. So anyway, back to the house though. So there was our little fight. And then I kept saying, I told you now is not the time. Not wanting to throw my mom under the bus, talking her shit. I'm trying to have peace. So then, the next day, whatever, a few hours later, wherever it is, your mom says, sister, can we just put this at rest right now and enjoy our vacation? And I say yes, and I thought we did. And then it's a big issue again. I can't tell the whole story because then it throws my mom underneath the bus, right? Well, it gets worse. And the only reason why I'm letting this out is for me. Not for you, not for sister, not for my mom. This is for me. This is the family we come from. My mom and I went to her lawyers, had her trust changed. Totally different scenario. And she wanted to die having my sister think that she's getting that house. And when that trust is read, boy, would your mom's head would have fucking turned. Because you'd be shocked at the difference what that trust says. There is rules and stipulations that your mom would have to follow to get anything. My mom wanted me to hold that in the whole time while looking at my sister in her face, thinking that she was getting this house. My mom wanted to die and let my sister find out after. That's the kind of stress I carry for this family. If I tell sister, then sister and my mom will not have a relationship again. I'll be the bad one, right? So I took it and I said nothing, and it continued to put separation in between me and my sister. Therefore, you jumped on board and continued to be separated as well. That's how this broke down.
Can we just agree that the whole damn family is toxic and dysfunctional? Again, I absolutely get and understand having guidelines in place to protect the assets in the event that Mama Lynn were to relapse. Totally valid given a lifetime of drug addiction. But most of this probably could have been avoided with an open conversation. The whole thing is just ridiculous.
There you go.
I just don't understand what this has to do with anything.
Shows your maturity.
Well,
But at the end of the day, you are who you are. I am who I am. Largely, it's because of our family. The difference between me and you is you will always play victim, and I will always look to heal. I tried my best with you, Amber. I was never enough. I will never be enough. And as this life unfolds, I see it more and more clear. I can't see how I can devote decades to two people that can literally throw me to the side for no reason at all.
can I?
And you brought up going to visit Crystal. That was hurtful too. Because you know I don't have my daughter in my life. You probably even know more reasons than I do. But regardless, you and my sister both know what that daughter has done and is doing. And you guys both chose to go visit her. Where was she when you needed anything? Where was she when sister needed anything? Never, not once did she step up and help out. She's a user and a manipulator and a greedy, money-hungry person, just like you guys. That's why you guys get along. I don't get along with my daughter because just like you, I don't let people get away with their shit. I say the truth and you guys can't handle it.
So I visited Crystal because she's my cousin and I love her. And I genuinely enjoyed being around her, and I can't wait to see her again. And that's the truth.
Well, good. I hope you guys live a miserable life together. I really don't care. The fact that you went and seen her, period, knowing what you know, shows enough for me. It's okay.
I would actually love to know more about why Tammy and Crystal don't speak. I'm sorry, but Tammy gives me the impression that she has to be the most important person in someone's life, and anything less than that is considered an insult and betrayal. I think she has issues with control and has a savior complex.
Why didn't you text me?
I did.
Why didn't you text me and say, like you have before, again, I have probably 25 of them, Auntie, what can we do to fix this? Auntie, I don't want to lose you. I'm sorry I said this, or this. Auntie, I'm sorry. I pushed you away because this is what I do to people. How many times have I gotten those messages? But this chapter, I didn't get nothing even close to that. When you knew it was between me and my sister fighting, you could have at any time said, Auntie, I understand you're having a problem with my sister right now, but I still want to see you. Can we have lunch?
Because I was...
You want to come over?
Like I said, I was trying to read between the lines. When I noticed that you weren't texting me at all, ever, it made me realize maybe she doesn't want anything to do with me. Like when I wasn't invited to Christmas, when I didn't get a happy birthday, when I wasn't receiving texts from you, when all you did was heart my love and miss you, like that, those were my small ways of like opening the doors to a relationship with you. And you were not stepping through the door. Like that's the best way to put it. And it's just like, what was I supposed to do with that? I was starting to genuinely feel like a fool.
Well, I'm looking at the text right now as we speak, and we just got two different sides. That's all I can say. And I don't know what else to say besides that. I mean, I have it in front of me, Amber, so you can't turn it a different narrative. You know what I mean? It's right here.
I also have it in front of me.
And how
Y'all aren't going to like this, but I'm sorry. I can see both sides here. Tammy is valid that it's weird as hell that after years of communication and excitement for Amber to move to Oklahoma, being told she won't see her without her mom present is weird. But also, at any point Tammy could have messaged Amber and told her this bothered her and had a conversation. Amber tried reaching out, and instead of just communicating like an adult, Tammy gave dry-ass responses and wanted Amber to grovel. It's weird. Sorry.
Well, besides this that's currently going on, what I have learned about you through your relationships that I've been watching, I don't want you in my life anyway. Even if we could amend this, you're a horrible person in my eyes now. You're vile. You're self-absorbed. You're manipulative. You're abusive. Not only physically, but mentally. So really all this is for nothing because there is no fixing this. I will never be in your life, my sister's life, or my mother's life for the rest of my life. And you can take that to the bank and cash it. Have a good night, Amber, and a good life. I wish you nothing but the best. You can talk all your shit that you want online. I give no fucks. Will I still watch it? Probably. Because you're a mind fuck at this point. I am so mind blown at the way you think and the way you act. It's not really a huge surprise coming from our family, and that's sad in itself, but it is what it is. But I am human too. I have been through my own shit. I have healed from my shit as much as I can. This would only take me back if I continue, and I refuse. Because as a 54-year-old woman, I still have some life to live, and I choose to live it. And I choose to live it without your bullshit in it. And you think it's cute to say I'm obsessed with you, that watched all your videos. That's just weird. There ain't nothing weird about that. I wanted a relationship with my niece, and the only way I got it was through YouTube. I lost, you won. I hope you have a great life.
I didn't even get to say bye. I don't know.
Well, that was something. I think a lot of what Tammy said is valid and reasonable for being upset. There's clearly a long history of Amber being a shitty person, and I have no doubt she's been shitty to Tammy over the years. I do think in a lot of ways this stems from Amber choosing her mom over Tammy, and Tammy can't handle that. A lot of the gripes she has about Amber are because of Amber's actions, but some of them are about her mom and dad and grandma, and it seems like she's just lumping them all into one. She's fed up and tired of Amber's shit. Amber won't take any of this into consideration. She's going to make herself the victim, and she's going to use this as another excuse for her actions, behavior, and weight, just like she has with every relationship she's ever had. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. See you later, little gherkins.
Let me tell you right now, I hate food. More than anything. Ask me how I'm doing. I'm standing here in utter shock. Goodbye. I'm so much better than majority. Ask me how I'm doing. I'm standing here in utter shock. Goodbye.